Man, oh man, Yu-Gi-Oh! Certainly is dying out here. I just wanted to get comfy out here because it just appears we're having a discussion about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dying. You know, all the last... Oh, smash living crap out of that subscribe button so Lazy Robbie can have a nice conversation with you. Ah, man. You know, I last week everybody was doom posting about the game. I feel like this is a bi-monthly occurrence out here. You know, some people are leaving the game. We're in the Renaissance. You know, we're coming from a terrible format right now. You know, Diabellstar, you know, it's been 9 months since the Reign of Fire taking over the meta. Transaction Rollback is getting a reprint. Bonfire is getting a reprint out here. You know, dear old Dragon Master Magia has broken the internet out here by hitting those $700 price points out here. And you know what I have to say about that? You know, it really looks like Yu-Gi-Oh's dying out here. You know, man, people are spending so... If the game is dying, why are cards going up in price? Why are people picking up staple cards? You know that the objective statement versus what is presented. I don't even give a crap if I'm using these words correctly. Whatever. The whole point of this is, it certainly looks like Yu-Gi-Oh's dying out here because collectors are picking up expensive cards. You know, the player base out here, when they're not complaining about quitting every other 3 days or, you know, looking at the stale state of the game, it's really interesting that people are picking up tins and pre-ordering sealed product right now. It's really interesting. This is another favorite thing of mine. It's very interesting that we had record sales for the Fiendsmith set. It's just, you know, the competitive nature of that. Yeah, I understand there was a WCQ, but, you know, interesting to see that people were willing to spend all of that money for a game that's quote-unquote dying out here. Have you read the level of sarcasm on Lazy Robbie's face? Have you been able to understand what I'm trying to tell you here? Alright, the internet is a very, 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 very large community of people. And once you start to read opinions from people and start to read these things, you kind of get entrapped in their thoughts. Now, it's very important to understand that you as an individual can think individually. You don't have to listen to the opinions out here. There are people out here that think I'm full of shit. Alright? There are people out here that, you know, love listening to me daily, and I'll still get, you know, the same comments from people coming into my channel going, oh yeah, Fatty talked about this for 10 minutes. You know, I love this game. I love talking about it. But the amount of Yu-Gi-Oh's dying, the amount of this game has gone to dog shit, and I agree. The format has been very, 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 very stale. But I have found the one thing to keep my interest back in this game. And do you know what that is? It's when there are good releases coming. The one thing that piques my interest most in this game is when we have cards that are coming down the pipeline that look very fun, that challenge the, I would say, creativity of the game, even though, you know, Malice, I've already been reading people complaining, going, wow, it's just a waifu archetype that's relying on the banish pile. Like, so unoriginal, Konami. Like, how could you print that? And then you've got other people that are praising, you know, more boring design. Everybody has an opinion, like everybody has an asshole. Yeah, I get it, alright? If you don't like something, you're going to complain about it. But the thing that I have personally found, Jabba Robbie hungry, yeah. The thing that's satiating my hunger at the moment is the fact that we have... I actually want to play the game right now. After a ban list. After a change. After some sort of cleanup. I've actually found myself wanting to have... Oh, man. I've looked at the Fiendsmith cards. I'm like, I can trade my QCR and get 2 engravers. So it takes care of the core. You know, you only need to... Most builds are only playing 2 post-Lacrimosa. It doesn't even depend on what's happening to Beatrice. And then, you know, Job of Robbie wants to play Malice. Deck looks... I've loved the art since I first saw it. Yeah, Jabba and his waifus. You definitely gotta consider that. The Tachyon FTK. Thank you, Catapult Turtle. I want to mess around with that. You know, every Saturday, we're going to be bringing you, or we're going to attempt to bring you a segment that is going to be duels, or matches, rather, of ideas that we want to showcase. Because, I mean, Fua Warso's coming. You have a card that is going to change the fundamental basic landscape of the game. Max C at home, for example. But, you know, people haven't had enough time to grasp this or to show, you know, is this card really going to live up to its expectations? You know, I also want to look at Centurion cards right now, but I can't look at the Centurion deck and give it consideration for any sort of testing, because as long as King Calamity exists, well, guess what? You're stuck on the Calamity lock, and that's it. You know, you're just... I've seen a lot of people cutting the Calamity package. You're a braver people than I am. If I... You know... What's that? Wait, what's that? Oh, you should play the best cards if they're available to you. You know, I'm not going to take anything away from people wanting to test without King Calamity. I perfectly understand. I get it. All right. Sometimes, but not all of the time. It seems like there could be possibly better options out there. Man, Jabba looks extra big today. Sitting like this really does emphasize just how much of a potato head I have. But anyway, there's a lot of themes coming into this game in terms of playability. You know, don't let the... Even if I'm doom posting out here, like, let's be honest for a second here. All right, come here. Okay. You know, just because I'm doom posting some days, you know, this channel will always be a talk about how I feel about the game. It'll always be, you know, the experiences and things that I've seen, the ideas I want to test out, the talks through the game. And, you know, even if the game is dog shit, you know, I'm still here. You know, we're looking at regional data. We're analyzing and looking at the way that things are, because the game has so many cool things going about it. You have so many different moving pieces about this. And to sit here and go, yep, Yu-Gi-Oh's dead, but if the game's dead, then why haven't you quit? That's the thing that I think always interests me. Is, yep, game's dead, but I'm not quitting. And it's like, then how is Yu-Gi-Oh... How is it dead if we're still printing more cards? You know, to what ends are we having, you know, this conversation? Yeah, different opinions, different anuses, different showings on the internet. It's just another day in the office. Outside of that, things you can look forward to in this channel, hopefully in the next couple of months. Malice, Centurion, a bandless reaction, me shitting my pants. You know, possibilities of me, I'm gonna say it, getting back. It's not like I've fallen out of Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been playing a lot more. I have. I've done a lot of Edo protesting. Like Exodia, Lightsworn. You saw the Exodia report, right? And I got all the comments going, wow, Fatty went to locals and got 8th place. Ha ha ha, what was it? A 7-man locals? And I'm like... I'm just here to talk about the content. I want to talk about the deck that I got to have fun with. I got to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright? I wanted to share the list with people, to the Exodia enjoyers out here that want to test this. I want to share my thoughts. Whether or not you choose to listen to them, I'm just here to talk. You know, there was a time where I wanted to be an educator out there in the world. I wanted to be a teacher. And I carried over a lot of those thoughts and sentiments to this channel. As long as one person is willing to listen to the batshit, you know, crazy takes I have to say, I've done my job. Alright, Fat Java Robbie MCole40 here, telling you it's okay. Play the game however you want, by the way. That was a very interesting video. You should watch APS's. Stop telling people how to play the game. Let them enjoy it the way that they want. You can offer advice on how to better themselves, sure, but that's a different story for another day. So remember, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not dying. Your favorite content creator might be shitting the bed and having, you know, a cry fit on the floor because they didn't top their locals. It happens. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons! Thank you! Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.